Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to your pick a card reading. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at what can you do to move this connection along. And this is specifically in a romantic connection. So it's looking at the type of energy, the type of actions that you can take to help move this connection along. But what I want to stress and what's really important is that this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up with this person, but rather that the actions that you're focusing on here is for your highest good. So if that means it brings you guys together in union, great. If it means that you discover more love, which is what we're hoping for, not necessarily in the intimacy of the connection in terms of it being romantic, but maybe the connection moves along into a friendship, or maybe you deepen your self-love. We're looking at how you move this connection along to expand for your highest good. This is specifically romantic. I think I've said that, but just so that you are clear on that. Okay, so beautiful beings, what we're going to do first is we're going to go through the piles, and then I'm going to let you pick your pile, the one that you resonate with the most. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot to look at the energy of your person and what it is that you need to do in this connection to move it along. And then we're going to use this tarot as well to look at what your energy is. Okay, but that we're going to be doing in the readings. I've already drawn oracle messages and energy cards to show what the energy of the connection is and the theme of the connection, and then we'll be drawing the tarot later on. So now let's look at your piles. So pile 1 is this heart over here. It's a heart that one of my closest friends gave me. So if you're resonating with this heart, just have a look at it. Maybe this is the one that works for you. Awesome. And then pile 2 is this lovely lavender. So if lavender is resonating for you, please choose that. That's pile 2. Then pile 3 is this dried protea. Very beautiful. You can see the sacred geometry in this. Such a lovely, lovely plant. And then finally, we have this lovely soft feather. And maybe this is what you resonate with. Okay. So, beautiful beings, take a deep breath in. And then a slow exhale. And just allow yourself to pick the pile that you feel most drawn to. The more relaxed you are, the more accurate your reading will be, and the more accurate you'll be in picking your pile. Hello, pile 1. So if you chose this lovely red heart, then this is definitely your reading. Okay, so I'm going to put your heart over there. And we're going to start off with the energy of this connection. We're going to put your oracle messages right over here. We'll look at that a little bit later. And then what's the main theme in this connection? So what's really important to remember, pile 1, is that here on the Priestess Sophia, we're focused on you learning discernment and how to use your own intuition. So I'm going to be reading, and I'm going to let all the messages that need to come through. But I want you to start learning and focusing on, okay, does this actually resonate with me or does it not? Be mindful of the mind taking on messages that don't resonate with it. Listen to your body. Listen to your own intuition and your own discernment, because that is the main focus of this channel, is always for you to discover your highest guidance. And remember, sometimes what I'm saying doesn't have to be a direct message, though sometimes it will be, you will know, is that sometimes it could just be a bit of a puzzle piece. and maybe one snippet or one phrase is linking to something else that you've heard somewhere else or that's resonated somewhere else. So just remember that. Okay, pile one, that being said, let's see what is the energy of this connection between you and your person. Great. So what we're starting off with is new direction and balance. So if you've picked this pile, what I'm sensing is most important in this connection right now is finding how you can move your energy into a space where you become more in alignment with the flow of your energy. So with how your energy works, with how you flow, how you fit in the space. And the energy of the connection is pushing you more into that. It's how do you use your energy in a way that you know your worth and that you're coming from a beautifully balanced place. That it's not you overgiving, that it's not you falling into maybe old codependent sort of patterns, which could be that some of that is actually happening in this connection at the moment. Because if we look here, this card is all about balance. So it's about coming into alignment with yourself and finding how you function best in your energy. And that's going to be very different for different people. So it also feels like there's been a lot of kind of like old patterns and ways of doing things, because this card talks about a new direction. So moving into a different way of doing things, and that there might have actually been and is probably a routine that you have and patterns of behavior that you have that are actually coming from maybe sort of, and I want to say darker spaces, but I don't mean this in a negative. I mean it in like maybe it's from old wounds, trauma, and that is still affecting the energy of the relationship. And that I feel like is coming from both sides. So on the one hand, you've got this beautiful lightness to this connection, as we can see here in this yin and yang symbol over here. There's a beautiful lightness to this connection. But then we've also got the darker aspects coming through, like sort of the darker side, which is not necessarily bad, because you can have things in your shadow that you've put in your shadow because you think that they're bad, or because someone has judged them or been harsh about. Maybe you're actually a very quirky personality and you were really judged for being quirky, that then you put that in your shadow. But it seems like what this connection is a lot about is about there's a beautiful lightness, but then there's also a lot of shadow, lightness and shadow, and lightness and shadow. And the energy of that connection, this is the energy of this connection quite strongly. And that kind of aspect is really wanting you to change and shift, and for you to find your own balance. How am I more comfortable with the different aspects of my personality? Where am I comfortable giving? Where am I comfortable receiving? Where can I be more comfortable giving? Where can I be more comfortable receiving? I feel like this is happening for both of you. I do strongly feel that, I wouldn't say that it is mirrored, like a mirrored connection where it's this, that the two of you are exactly the same, but it's definitely that the two of you are pushing one another to find one another's sort of balance and where you fit in. I do also feel that for some of you, this is not for everybody though, which is interesting that comes through very strongly. But for some of you, you do feel like this person is actually definitely your match, and that this person is matching you in a lot of ways, and that there is some sort of equal partnership going on here, which is beautiful. And it feels like because that is happening, the energy of this relationship is moving in a new space and it's starting anew. So what's coming through quite strongly now while I say that is that what I'd said in the beginning, where there was a lot of codependent sort of maybe patterns or things coming from darkness and shadow coming into light, could really be what the past of this connection was. And now it's actually moving into a new space. But please do take what resonates for you, because there are many of you and it is going to resonate at whatever time you are, or whatever message is like feeling most right for you. What else? That's the main things that's coming through. Okay, let's see what the theme of this is. Ooh, epiphany. Wow. So what I'm feeling with this card quite strongly is, and if you can see it, this is a card of the higher self. It's very much a relationship where there's a lot of, and you can even see it with the lotus flower, so I'm seeing a lot of that. There's a lot of psychic revelations in this relationship. So you and your person, specifically for you, because I feel that you are just a little bit, I don't want to say ahead of your person, because it does actually feel that this person is, I know earlier I said that for some of you that there's a match, but that this person's a match. It's not necessarily like exactly like you, but I do feel that you and your person are very much on the same level. And I don't necessarily want to say that you're ahead of your person, but I do feel that you are more aware, let's rather put it that way, aware of what is coming out spiritually and energetically in this connection. So when I said that, I also feel like there may be a lot of purging that is moving through in this space, in this connection. So do allow that if older stuff comes out and needs to be purged. But the theme of this connection is a lot of revelation. It's a lot of teaching. It's a lot of crown chakra opening and understanding, and it's a lot of higher lessons and higher learning that comes out of this. And for some of you, one of the big lessons that is coming through this connection is definitely a lesson around balance, completely a lesson around how do I become more in tune with the universe, with the flow of the universe, with my own flow. And that is a beautiful lesson to have. Okay, so those are the energies of this connection. So that's going to give you a strong insight whether this is for you or not. So let's look at your person's energy and what you can do to move this connection on. So your person's energy, the connection's energy, and what you can do to move it along. Okay, so for your person, what is pile one's person's energy? We'd like that. Okay, coming out Queen of Cups. Okay, what is pile one's person's energy? What is pile one's? Okay, we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Ooh, so we've got new direction there. Okay, this the Hermit. Okay, what is pile one's person's? Ooh, popped out. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Because I don't usually read reversals, so I'm just going to note that they are in reverse, and I'm going to just focus on like what comes through for me. So your person is really actually trying to make sense of their emotions, and there's a lot of shifting going on, but there's an understanding of themselves coming through quite a bit. But what I do feel is that in the past that your person may have been like a bit of a people pleaser, gives a little bit too much, extends their emotions and the emotional energy more into other people than actually focusing on themselves. It could be that you have a little bit of that too, so if it's resonating a little bit more with you, then please do go with that. But what I do really feel with the Queen of Cups is that your person is really understanding how to balance their emotions, but also give in a way that is right for them, and is a very nurturing, very kind, also quite intuitive, empathic person. So where I feel that you may have a bit more of a connection to the higher realms, this person does feel more and is more in tune in the emotional sort of sense, and that's your person's, this is where your person's energy is. I do feel this person, like we've got new direction here, wants to move in a new space with you. There is this desire, there's this strong passion. But because we've got the Ace of Wands and the Hermit next to one another, I really do feel that, like what I'm seeing here is we've got this wand here and we've got the wand in his hand. I do feel that this person feels exceptionally passionate about you, and what I'm seeing is the hands there and the wands there. So I do feel that this person feels a very strong sexual attraction, but it's also very driven by the deep connection that you have. So I think sometimes that can be a little bit confusing for your person. I don't know why that's coming through, but it can be. But this is probably why we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. I feel, for me, the way that the cards are coming up right now is this person wants to come forward. They want to start something new with you. They want to shift the energy in this connection. Whatever it was before, is they actually also want to do that, and they're feeling it, but they just need to be a little bit more sure. And they really are trying to tap more into the lessons that they're getting for themselves and the inner guidance that they're getting for themselves to move a little bit more into that space of trusting this new beginning. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, so I do feel that there's strong karmic ties and karmic connection here, and a lot of destiny and fate at play. But I also feel it's a lot of choice that's coming about in this connection, because we've got new energy here with this in the New Direction card, in the Ace of Wands, even in the way that this staff is standing out for me with the Hermit, and then with the Wheel of Fortune, so that there has been some close of some sort of cycle between the two of you. This relationship could also be quite cyclic. And that there are a lot of lessons learned, as we spoke about earlier, like a lot of epiphanies coming through in this kind of connection. And I do feel like the next step in this relationship is a lot more fortuitous. There is a lot more openness that wants to come through. But right now with your person, they're still dealing with, because this Devil at the bottom here is standing out quite a bit for me. They're still dealing with a little bit of stuff that they need to work through. They're still working through some of their darkness for themselves. And that's where their energy is at the moment. But they're shedding that skin. They're shedding it, and they want to move forward. They're just allowing themselves to do the emotional clearing that they're happening, because we've got the Queen of Cups here under New Direction. And I do feel like they are letting that happen first. And once they've processed a little bit more, I think they do want to move forward with you. But right now, as it stands at this very moment in time, it's not there just yet. But just give it some time. Allow the clearing to happen. Allow the gates to open. And I do feel for you, because I'm going to ask what you need to do. But before we do that, I'm going to draw from this tarot. Sorry about that, pile one. That was quite a knock that I gave my camera there. But it's the thing that I wanted to say is that you need to allow more in this connection. I feel like your head has gotten into a space where you want this to move forward. But it's somehow you have a tendency to get stuck in your head. I know the cards aren't saying that, but I just feel that, like, you get stuck a bit on the negative. And it's now for you to sort of just allow the flow a little bit more, and allow this person's flow. You got to understand this person also has a flow. Okay, so we've got Two of Earth for your energy. Which is interesting, because we've got too much going on, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. What was I just saying, pile one, sorry, that I do feel like there's been a lot of like thinking about it, and like wanting things to be a specific way and getting stuck on that. So you do need to just allow yourself to flow a little bit more. Okay, what's your energy currently? What else are we getting? What is pile one's energy in this connection? What is pile? Okay, and then okay, so there we go. We've got the Chariot. You really wanting to move forward with things. So the Chariot over here says an important achievement, self-discipline, and willpower, public recognition. What's coming through for me with this card, even if we look here again, look at this beautiful image, pile one. We've got the white horse and the black horse. So here we've had the dark and the light, and here we have the dark and the light again. So a lot of that going on with you too. And even here with the twos, so it's switching between negative and positive and negative and positive and negative and positive, and wanting to just move forward and make a decision. And it seems like you've been quite, I don't want to say frustrated, but wanting this to move forward, but getting stuck in like the different possibilities of what could be between the two of you. Okay, your energies also, we've got unity, Archangel Saint Dolphin, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So with the theme of this, the unity is actually the card of the Hierophant. So there's a lot of learning going on here, and it's interesting because your energies, this is where we were talking matching one another. If we see, he kind of looks, even though this is the Hierophant here and this is the Hermit in this deck in the tarot, the two look like one another. So there is sort of a matching between each other. I also do feel that in this connection, there may be a difference in spiritual beliefs as well that comes up. That is a very specific message for some of you. But the difference in spiritual beliefs, ooh, look at that. We've even got that yin and yang over here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's here too. So I do feel that there's a lot of teaching going on between the two of you, and your energy is also learning so much from this connection. Learning not only about yourself, but actually about the world, and about your relationship to God and your relationship to spirituality itself. Okay, very beautiful energies between the two of you. Such spiritual people. Such a spiritual connection. Okay, let's see what you can do to move the energy along. To move this energy along. What can pile 1 do to move the energy along in this connection? Okay, we've got 1. See what comes out. What's coming out? Okay, we got 2. Okay, we're going to draw 3 cards. Okay, 3. Well, I must draw 4. Okay, 4 cards. Okay, so I'm not going to take those because that's a whole bunch. And we're going to go with that and see what we have. Okay, so this is what you need to do to move the energy along in this connection. Okay, so we've got... I need to just move this a little bit closer. So this is all your energy. Let's put this is all your energy. This is your person's energy. And we're just going to see, so what you need to do to move it along. Okay, so we've got 10 of Cups. We've got Death in reverse. So that's that flow. We've got King of Wands. And we've got 5 of Wands. Okay, so just give me a moment. What do you need to do, pile 1? Okay, so what I feel like is there's an ending. So we had the Wheel of Fortune here, and we spoke about this is your person's moving into a new cycle and wanting to move into a new cycle, not only with you, but with themselves. And I do think that's important to note that it is with themselves. But what I feel is happening strongly for you as well is that there may be, because we've got these imagery of light and dark here in this Chariot, and it's coming up in the Death card again for me here, with where I see the black and white and the black and white over there, is I feel like there needs to be an end to black and white thinking, firstly, in terms of that just because something looks a particular way, that it is showing you that this is actually what's going on. That's the first message. The second message that I do get is that you do yourself need to allow an ending to happen. Like there is some sort of ending that needs to happen here in this connection that you haven't allowed to end. And I think that has to do... I don't know why I'm drawn to the 5 of Wands. I wanted to say, firstly, let me just see, why was I drawn to the 5 of Wands when I said that there needs to be, okay. Yes, I feel like the ending is with yourself and with your own sort of healing, because we've got the 4 of Swords here and resting. It's like the end, like allow your own healing to take place, because death is also a lot about transformation. So it's allow those conflicting thoughts, ideas, emotions, senses, ways of being that you have existing within yourself, allow that to transform. That's really what you also need to do, because this person is teaching you so much about your own way of balance and your own way of showing up in the relationship. And not just in the relationship, in relationships with everyone, everything, with your work, with other people, with family, with yourself. It's really tapping into that need to rest and allowing yourself to have these conflicting ideas, I want to say, come into its own harmonious balance and union for you to feel, for this connection to move along in the way that it needs to for your highest good. I do feel like there needs to be a stronger focus on your career and on your career goals, and allow your ideas of how you needed to show up, as whether that is as a masculine energy or as a feminine energy, to let that also just rest. Put it to bed. Because it's very important for you to discover your own sort of happiness and what that looks like, and long-term happiness and real fulfillment. And it's what's also coming through very strongly is you need to get clear on what that means for you. Like, what is long-term happiness mean for you, not just in this connection, but separate from this connection? Because I feel like there's not a lot of clarity around that. And that could be because of old patterns and behaviors, things needing to go into a new direction. And I'm hearing pile 1, there needs to be more trust in your decisions around what's going to bring you into happiness and joy, because you're not taking action on those specifically, and you're really being asked to take action on that. I also feel that there are certain old ideologies that you've had about how a relationship is supposed to play out that you also need to let die. It's almost like kind of like a fairy tale view of things. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm a Leo, so love is like the most important thing to me. But what needs to happen is understanding, like, where is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves serving you, and where is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves not really serving you, you know? And which sort of messaging are you holding on to from romantic fairy tale kind of viewpoints? And where is it actually also about you stepping more into your power? Where is it about realizing, actually, if I want to text this person, it's okay for me to actually text this person. Does it feel right to me in my heart to do that? Am I expressing who I am and the energy that I actually am in this connection? And am I allowing myself to be in my full power in this connection as well? So very important for you, pile 1, just to recap, what I feel is most important is you need to get clear on your values and what you want out of this connection, and then just in life long term, because that's going to allow you to take action more in that space. Don't be afraid to take action. Don't be afraid to actually do something to move things along, not just only with this connection, but in other aspects of your life. And allow yourself the healing when you do find that things are conflicting. Like, allow yourself to rest and feel into what's actually right for you, and whether what you're getting from this connection is right for you, and whether what you're putting in the connection is also right for you. Let your own healing happen too, but don't be afraid to take action when you're guided and you feel like you need to take action, because that's really what's going to help you move this connection along. Okay, so that's what we've got from the tarot. Let's see what your oracle messages are, pile 1. Okay, so firstly, we've got answer the call. Wow. What is your soul calling you to do? So pile 1, just so that you can have a look at this card. So this is actually very beautiful, because we've gotten the King of Wands here, and the King of Wands is really about stepping a bit more into a masculine energy. And this doesn't matter whether you're what gender you identify with. It's really about, okay, so how do I become that adult dad for myself in my life? That's how I see the King of Wands. And how do I take charge of my dreams? And we've got it under unity here, which is so what have I learned, and how can I apply that? What have I learned in this relationship, and how can I apply that in my life to my benefit? And this is what I feel this relationship is even pushing you more to do, and what you can feel and what you need to do to move it along. Is like, what do you know that you need to do? What action do you need to take that you feel like you need to take, that you want to take? And I feel like it's coming from a deeper place, like it's coming in your heart. So there's action in this relationship that you'd actually want to take. Maybe it's something that you want to say. Maybe it's something that you want to share. Do that. But further to that, I feel like this relationship has pushed you to be more focused on your career and your dreams. And that's where you need to go with that. Wow, it's just a lot of energy coming through pile 1. So it feels like, specifically for these people, for the people who are needing to hear a little bit more about their career, it's like, I want to say so many things, I want to do so many things, I want to do this, I want to do that. Answer the call. Just go with what feels best. What do we have here? Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So weird, because I was just feeling like I want to say so much, and this card literally talks about lots of talking. So it feels, so we've got these two together. So I feel what's very, and you've even got all of this blue here, and now this blue is standing out here in the back of the King of Wands. Is, what is it that you need to say? What do you need to say more of? What are you not saying enough of that you really want to say in this connection? And what is it that you want to say and put out in the world, speaking more publicly, being more out there with your dreams and talking about them? And it doesn't have to be with other people. It can just be for yourself. Speak them out loud for yourself. This is so important. I just want to be like, come on, you can do this. Yes, you can. And it feels like your soul knows that. So answer it. Answer that call. Okay, so we've got, seer. See beyond the current situation. Okay, so what this really feels like is strong psychic group. I think I mentioned earlier with the epiphany, is this card is actually calling you to not get stuck in what this situation is talking about. Like, or what the situation is talking about, what the situation is reflecting. And even in the discussions that come out of this, just be mindful to not get too caught up in the messages that you're hearing around this relationship. So for those of you who've been doing a lot of readings and you're getting conflicting messages from different spaces, we've got that light and dark again, just focus on your vision. King of Wands, focus on your vision. Focus on what you need to do, because if you can focus on your vision and your mission, your double mission, which is not just about your own soul's mission and you putting your work out there, but I'm also feeling that there's some sort of a mission in this relationship. It's going to move this relationship in the direction that you want. So this card talks a lot about understanding that you see into the future by focusing on what it is that you want to see into the future and taking action on that. Okay, so that's the seer card. And then, beautiful. Excuse me. We've got liberation, Kali. So I really love this deck. I'm just going to pull out the messages from this. This is the energy that you most need to embody, pile 1. We're talking about divine feminine energy, but this can resonate whether you're whatever gender you're identifying with, does not matter. It's just talking about the type of energy that you need to move forward with this connection, that's going to actually help you and move the connection along and move what you need to move in and through yourself. So what's standing out here, which I've never noticed before, is these 2 daggers in front. Okay, and we had the 2 of earth coming up there. And what I'm feeling here, again, like this doubleness, like double truth. There might even be 2 things that are 2 very different pathways that are in this connection. But for you to get the best path out of this connection is to focus really on your truth. I want to read what Kali says as well. Just give me a moment to get the book. Okay, pile 2. So the message in this is you're being invited by the Hindu goddess of liberation and revolution, Kali, to address the aspects in your own shadow nature that have held you hostage to old ideas that no longer serve who you want to become. Is that not beautiful? Is that not beautiful, pile one? We were just talking about the death of old ideas around romance. We were talking about the shadow, allowing your own healing. Okay, you can no longer define yourself by your victim story and expect to succeed in life. There is a beauty in liberation that is deep, fierce, and courageous. It rises up from the willingness to break the chains of the past in order to transform into something new. You may be afraid to set boundaries with others, but the goddess Kali has come to lend you her daggers, for you must cut ties with the familiar ideas about life that have determined your place in the world up until now. Have you been holding back on shining in the world because you are afraid of the reprisal or judgment of others? This helps no one. You must step into life authentic and glowing. Refuse to allow the potential judgment of others to affect you. Every day, claim your power to liberate yourself from caring what others think. When you are asking for the wisdom to live and contribute, to do no harm, and to serve for the highest good of all, none of this matters. Even if you must tear down what has been built, Kali will help you whenever you need to be courageous, even when you are most afraid. Be fierce and be loving and be willing to learn. Life will respond in miraculous ways. Oh, joy. I feel this is such a power card. It's really for you to, and what felt that came through very strongly with the King of Wands earlier and these double mission and answer the call cards. It's for you to embody more of what you can feel your soul wants, and to liberate yourself by being who you know this connection is asking of you, and to speak the things that you need to speak. Boundaries came up quite strongly too. And boundaries is not only about respecting someone else's boundaries and having boundaries for yourself where this is okay and that's not okay. It's also about your standards. A boundary is like, okay, fine, I don't want someone to speak to me this specific way, but it's remembering that in itself is also a standard. It's what do you value, and are you standing up for that? And this connection is not only pushing you to do that, but for you to move it forward. It's also really understanding if you want it to move forward in the way that you want it to move forward, you've got to go like, okay, what is it that I value? What is it that I want long term? And am I acting on that and allowing myself to be liberated in who I know that I am and what my soul is calling me to be? Okay, beautiful reading, pile one. I wish you luck in your connection with your person. It does definitely feel like something beautiful is going to brew. Do trust more in yourself and this new direction that this connection is asking for you. I do appreciate your support and the energy exchange very much. So if you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe. And my email is in the description box if you'd like a personal reading with me. And sending you lots of love. Bye, beautiful pile one. Ciao. Hello, pile two. If you chose the lavender, and this is your reading, I'm just going to put it over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the energy of the connection, which will be these two cards. Then this is the theme. These are your oracle cards that we're going to look at afterwards. And then we're going to draw from the tarot to check your person's energy, and then also your energy, and also the tarot to see what you need to move this connection along. So what's very important is to remember, however this moves this connection along, whether that moves it into a friendship space or whether it moves it into a deeper romantic space, or whether that means that it's actually it ends, or however the relationship does move forward, it's for your highest good. And what's very important, pile two, is when you are listening to this reading is that you focus on the messages that, I don't want to even say resonate with you, but you can feel are right for you. Be mindful of the mind taking on stories that do not belong to it. Here on the Priestess Sophia, We're about you developing and honing your intuition and your own discernment. So do remember that. So take a deep breath in and a slow exhale. I do feel already, because of the lavender and me needing to just explain the way that I've explained, that this connection has been maybe very rocky. And the energy of this connection is very rocky, and it's actually just calling for a lot more flow. Okay, so first card that we've got is, so pile 2. What's interesting is I literally paused the video because I wanted to check what this card is called, and I paused it at 20202 and you're pile 2. So 222 could be very significant around this relationship and the energy of this relationship. So if you are seeing 222 come up, I do want to say, I do feel like this relationship the energy may have been quite chaotic at first, but it is definitely, I want to just sigh, it's moving to a space of more of a flow and more harmonious union, and just a more, I don't even want to use those words because they're such tricky words to use, but I just want to say it's going to be more in harmony, and that there's going to be more of a gentleness and understanding in this relationship than there has been before. I do feel with this card, it's actually called resolution, but as you can see with the energy of this card, you've got this cross in the middle that's kind of makes it look like there are 4 different pieces, and with those 4 like different puzzle pieces, and so things have not seemed to make sense. I do feel like there may have been a lot of hot and cold in this connection, on and off again, up down, and I do feel misunderstandings as well. Not necessarily in a bad way, but misunderstandings. And I do feel that is shifting. It's also been like, what is this even about? Like, why am I so involved in this relationship in the first place? What you're being asked is for you to flow more with yourself. Flow is very important right now for both of the piles that I've done so far. So pile 2, that's coming through for you too. Pile 1 had a lot of that. But coming through for you too. In fact, this is the Divine Feminine card. So it's really asking you to operate more from a sort of nurturing space. But since we're looking at the energy of this relationship, it seems like it's been sort of chaotic, but it's going to move to a resolution, and it's going to move into a space where it is a lot more nurturing, where there is a lot more harmony. And maybe you're still in the sort of chaotic phase and you're going to be moving into that space, or you have been and things have started to make sense, and now the energy of the relationship is that it's sort of kind of flowing, and things feel new, and things feel quite exciting, and new things are growing, and new things are blossoming out of this. So that's the energy that we've got here in this connection. Let's see what the theme of this connection has been. Balance. Interesting. Balance came up in pile 1 as well. But more in the energy here, this is the theme. So what I would say here, this is really about understanding give and take. As you can see, the one person's giving a heart, the other one's giving a gift. So it's understanding. For me, what's a big word that I'm hearing is reciprocity. 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 Where are things reciprocal? And are you giving too much, pile 2? Have you given too much? Where can you actually go like, you know what? I think I've done enough here. I don't need to be giving more. Boundaries also very important here, especially boundaries in terms of how much am I giving and how much am I receiving. And I feel like I want to cry when I say that, because I feel like there's been a big history for yourself, pile 2, where you've maybe given so much and it hasn't been reciprocated. So that's the theme of this relationship. Now, I do feel that for some of you, though, wow, you're in a space where there is a lot of beautiful give and take, where you are being seen, where your efforts are being seen, where your light is being seen, and where you feel nourished and able to give, and that this person is seeing you and giving and reciprocating in a very beautiful way. So two very different energies coming through. But I do feel that in general that it is a lot for whoever's chosen this pile. The message of this the message in the relationship energies is to learn reciprocity, whether it's coming up in a more chaotic way or whether it's coming up actually in a bit more of a balanced way, and to understand that if it has not been balanced, it is moving into a more harmonious flow. And if it has been, it will continue to stay like that. And it's for you to understand the lesson of balance if it has been like that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, let's look at the tarot and look at your person's energies. So what is pile two's person's energies? This is romantic. This is specifically around your person. You know, gotta love those readings around our persons. Okay, so what is the energy of pile two's person? Woo! Jumped out. Ooh. Okay, we're going to take all four of those. Those all popped out. So this is the most. Okay, so the death card came up in pile 1. So it's interesting that it's coming up here too. Okay, so this is energy of the connection. I just want to see if we can just put that a little bit more there. Hope you can see that. And then the energy of your person. So we've got death. So definitely pile 2, your person is going through massive, like a change. And they're going through transformation. Death is actually a beautiful card. Number 13 might be resonating with you. So if 13 is a number, then there we go. 13 for me also, if 1 plus 3 is 4. So I do feel like this person is moving definitely into a more stable space. That's why we had this resolution here. So that's the energy of your person. So they may be dealing with a lot of and there we go. We just had a 4. Yeah, we got 4 of swords coming through. We got King of Wands. We've got, no way. We got 5 of Wands. And we got Page of Cups. We literally, I'm not going to change this pile 2. If you're feeling like you need to check pile 1 as well, there may be useful messages for you in pile 1 too, because we've literally had four tarot cards from the previous reading come up again, and I shuffled this deck in between recordings. So you may find if you couldn't choose between pile 1 and pile 2, I would say have a look at pile 1 as well. There may be energies that are overlapping and messages that are overlapping that you may need to hear twice. So if I would say go and watch it again. What is also very strong is the energy of 4 here, because we've literally had 4 come through. Just spoke about 1 and 3. So the energy of 4 is very, very important here. And I do feel stability. So lots more of stability is coming into the space, even though we might have the 5 of Wands here. And lots around, like I feel like rooting, like I want to say rooting into the foundational things. Okay, that is just a separate message that's coming through. But what needs to happen, more grounding, pile 2. I feel like pile 2, you need to ground your energy a little bit more. Okay, so the energy of your person is definitely healing from something. Definitely healing. And your person is definitely very focused on their career. So that's what's coming through in your person's energy here is that this person is very focused on their career. There's a lot of conflicting things, conflicting goals going on around their career and what they actually want for themselves. And they're really trying to make sense of it. And it's through working on this aspect of themselves that they're actually uncovering more of who they are. And it's leading them to being more sure of who they are. But I'm also feeling kind of like a bit of a superficial kind of energy from this person, as in they're not going deep enough. Even though there's a transformation happening, they're not really, your person isn't really allowing themselves to go as deep as they need to go into, particularly coming to Page of Cups reversed, into the emotional aspects of this. I feel like because Page of Cups is new with emotion and it's new feelings, there's a fear around going deeper into that for themselves. And I feel like in terms of the relationship, that they actually may have been hiding themselves a little bit more in the relationship and what's going on, hiding themselves from the relationship and hiding themselves more in work, and than they have been showing up in terms of wanting to be forthcoming in the relationship. And I think that's also why there's that lots of hot and cold. There's this need to rest and recuperate because of a whole bunch of, I'm even hearing burnout that often happens in this, in their work situation. This person is building something for themselves, but they are struggling because they're going through a transformational process, and they're trying to build on old ideas, but it's not really working, and the building is necessary for them to kind of transform so that they can heal, so that they can come with this cup, so that they can be more forthcoming, so that they can break into and break through these conflicting ideas that they have about this world, and maybe offer more than they have been able to offer before. So that is the energy. Might be a little bit quite a sensitive person, and is sensitive because they haven't really allowed themselves to completely explore themselves as much as they need to, and have been so caught up in career and the conflicts that's happening within them. They really want to come out and be the King of Wands, but healing is happening in that space for them, and that's why it's that's why they may not have been as consistent in their actions. That's what's coming through around this person. I just asked myself in my head, should you wait for them? So for those of you who are like wondering whether you should wait for them, the answer is no. No, you should not. If that's what you're wondering, because I feel like some of you in this pile may have been wondering that, and that's a very specific message. No. And it could be waiting for them in whichever way. It's not going to apply to the same with everyone, but they're coming. They're coming with whatever thing that it is that you want. I just feel like it's like the career goals are coming first, and they need to rest. But they want to step forth. Okay, let's look at your, I said they want to step forth, for those of you who didn't hear. Okay, so let's look at your energy. Ooh, that's strength. Wow, Leo. Strong Leo energy. Tiger is also coming through. Maybe tiger is your spirit animal. I'm seeing doves as well. So if doves are a very strong connection for you, great inner strength, someone who's very spiritual, I feel your energy, very spiritual person, strong spiritually, incredibly strong spiritually. Okay, I'm just going to go with this card. We've got 2 of Cups. Okay, so this is your energy. Strong. We've got 11 and 2 of Cups. So I feel like you are actually a little bit more balanced. Your energy, though, is you really want committed, strong partnership. That is what you want. That's what you want from this person. We've got balance there. We've got 2 here. We've got 1-1. So it's 2. We got the 4s. The 4s that came through, the 222s that came through. I also do feel whoever you are moving towards this partnership. You are actually bringing it into your reality, whether you know that or not. It is coming. I feel like that's a message that's just coming through out of its own. But for you, really finding partnership within yourself, finding how to be your own friend, and finding strength in that. That is your energy. Let's have one more. Okay, this card's just going to take this card. Page of Earth. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging. A new area of study. So I do feel it's quite interesting because we've got Page of Cups here with your person's energy at the end, and then we have Page of Earth with yours. So there's some sort of newness for both of you that's being uncovered in this connection. Maybe for this person, it's more around emotional, and for you, it's around actually. We've got the words that come up here is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. So for pile 2, what I'm feeling is coming up for you in terms of this connection and your energy in it is there's this birth of putting into reality, into the physical, what it is that you actually want, specifically around relationships, but also around career and your beliefs. Because I felt very strong spiritual energy coming from you, and harmony, trying to find harmony within the self, and being your own best friend, which is why we've got 2 of water, which is the 2 of cups here, and how that shows up in reality. How do I take my lessons about myself and what I know about myself now, and being my friend, and take that and plant it in this physical realm? That I feel is very strongly your energy. Is there anything? I feel like it's also about really learning. Your energy is also learning about you learning about trusting yourself more, and in your own success in all spheres of life. And I'm seeing you working out quite a bit. I don't know why that. So maybe some of you are doing a lot of exercise or want to do more exercise. Okay, so that's the energy of your connection. What we're going to do here, this is the energy of your connection and the theme we're going to do. Okay, so this is your person's energy. We're just going to put that there. And we're moving the cards a little bit, but I'm going to trust that needs to happen. This is your energy. Okay, so I want to just do this with you, pile 2. I haven't done it with this with pile 1, but let's see why I need to do that. Okay, let's see what you need to do to move the energy of this connection along for your highest good, for your highest guidance. What must you do? Okay, what does pile 2 need to do to move the energy of this connection along? Okay, we've got this card. We've got this one who wants to come up. Let's see what else we need to do. Pile 2, we've got these 2, and shall we do one more now? 4 is enough. Yes, see that energy of the 4 coming through again. Really looking at foundational things. 3 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. Okay. 2 person's energy. Just going to keep him over there, or her, whoever it is that we're dealing with. And we've got 10 of Pentacles, and we've got King of Cups. Wow, I love that we've got King of Wands here and King of Cups. I must say, with the readings today, people are really dealing with someone whoever the people in this community are working with divine counterparts. So your love interests are soulmates, are teaching you about your own energies, and you draw in partners that are very much there to teach you about your own, whether it's femininity or masculinity. Okay, so what we have here is what you need to do to move this connection along is we've got 10 of Pentacles, and we've got 8 of Pentacles, and we've got 3 of Wands, and we've got the King of Cups. So the 3 of Wands is really about long-term plans. And it's weird because pile 1 had a similar sort of message, but this is really in terms of abundance and money abundance, and because we've got these 2 pentacle energies here. So it's like really looking at, and we've even got the Page of Earth. I feel like who's chosen this pile, it's really about going like, what do I want to manifest and create for myself in the future? What do I want it to look like? And then here, what kind of legacy do I want? Like, what do I want my marriage to be like? If you want marriage, what do I want my partnership to look like? What does that like, what does it feel like? And like physically, what is that? You know, what does it physically look like? And then start working on the details of that and writing that down. So it's like writing down the goal of what it actually looks like for you, and then writing down for yourself, because we had 4, remember? So this is really about getting down to the foundational things, the foundational values, systems, the practicalities of things, and being really clear with yourself. I feel like I just want to go poof. Get clear with yourself about how you want to move forward. That's why groundedness is so important here, pile 2. That is going to help you bring in and transform, because there is transformation happening here, this relationship into a more stable foundation. It's you allowing yourself to get stability, not only in your plans and your goals and your desires for the future, and keep working on it and finding out where you need to work on it, but also in being able to like love yourself. Love yourself. I wanted to say love yourself the way that maybe your dad didn't love you, or that you wish your dad loved you, but give yourself that kind of mature, consistent self-love in dedication to a goal. And that, interestingly enough, is what's going to push this connection a bit more forward. I'm amazed at the similarities in this pile, but I do feel that is what's going on here. For you, the focus is a lot more on practicality, though, on the routine, the structure, the goals, the plans, the finding out the little bits, like if I want to start a YouTube channel, okay, what does that look like? How often am I going to post content? You know, what time where do I need to block out time? So it's getting into the details of things and really trusting that you have the skills to create and bring forth the type of legacy that you want. And if you can focus more on that, because I feel like this group has almost been focusing more on your guy than your work, you're going to find this friendship and partnership within yourself, you know, because we've got the King of Wands here and we've got the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is very generous and very loving, and he's learned how to hold and work with his emotions. But funnily enough, I'm seeing this ship here in the background as well, which is also lots of ships here with 3 of Wands. And then the King of Wands knows how to work with his community, knows how to work with his career, knows how to be in the public space. I do want to say that we may have water and fire signs in this space. I do feel strong Leo and Scorpio energy, also very strong Pisces, Sagittarius, those very much specifically coming through, but it doesn't have to be that. I also feel some Taurus energy coming through here, and Capricorn, even though it's not necessarily showing in the cards, but I do feel that that's coming through. Is that I feel that you've focused more on your person, and your person's focused more on the external, and it's like the 2 of you are teaching each other how to focus on, maybe the one more on relationships and then the other one more on career. And for you, it's about finding that self-love actually also includes focusing on your goals. And I feel like here with this resolution, things coming more into balance and making sense is now allowing yourself to see that okay, maybe more, I need a bit more structure here in my life. I need to think long term. I need to bring my focus back long term. I need to see how I can focus on my goals. I need to see how I can bring my abundance in instead of focusing on another person. And I need to allow myself to also flow in that space, and to trust that I don't have to, and I feel this is coming through quite strongly for you too, for you, pile 2, is that I don't have to go by society's ways of doing that. Though a structure, though a mentor, though a guardian's advice is useful and I can use it, but I don't have to get too stuck on that. That feels like a very strong message that's coming through, pile 2. Okay, let's see what your oracle cards say. So just to recap before we go into oracle cards. For you, I feel focus needs to come off the person a little bit more into the self, focusing on what you want for the long term. I feel like it's okay for you to be a little bit more selfish and more self-focused, and to focus a little bit more on your goals, because that's going to bring this space into more, this relationship into better balance. They're doing that. Doesn't mean that you should be doing that too. It's just you need to look at a deeper focus on that for yourself, just because that's what you need right now. And that's going to allow you to feel a little bit more emotionally fulfilled. And I think your person will then bring in, I feel like bring in a new sort of offer when you're more invested in that energy for yourself. I actually do feel specifically with this pile that the relationship, like I said before, is going to come more into balance, and it is going to move forward in a space where your person is going to offer you something. Whereas I think with pile 1, there was a bit more of it's sort of cycles, and it doesn't there's not clear what the next cycle is going to be, but it's going to be fresh. Whereas I do feel like this relationship is moving on, is moving into a space, but you need to focus more on your day-to-day and your legacy, and how that looks for you, and not get too involved in your person. Okay, so let's look at your oracle cards, pile 2. I hope that makes sense. So we've got no. There we go. So it's literally wait, postpone, pause, say no. And what I do feel that has to do with is, yes, too much focus on the person, too much, almost like, like letting yourself go, and what you want to do go, because there's been too much focus on the person. And if you can see over here, pile 2, you'll see that there's steps going up into a specific path. I really do feel that that's more like, even though that there's lightning and thunder there, for me it doesn't feel like it's going into a darker space. It's going into a lighter space. So that if you can keep applying your focus in a particular direction for what is right for you and your goals, that it's going to be better. So for those of you who, I did say, I remember earlier what came through, should I wait for this person? And we got a no. No, you shouldn't wait for this person. You need to keep moving in the direction that you need to move. It is quite interesting, because as much as that message came through and it sounds like, oh my word, that this connection is going to end, it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like you've put too much focus on this person, and that's sort of where maybe you've overgiven. Remember, we spoke about balance. It's that you need to stop doing that, and that your finances and your career need your attention now. Okay, what we've also got here is wise one. Ooh. So just so you can have a look at that, and she's got an owl, and she's got an older lady, and there's a raven as well. So what I'm also feeling is some of you might have gotten messages within your dreams around this connection, around actually being a specific way. Now this is such a specific message. So if you've seen birds in your dreams, because remember earlier, was it here? We saw birds. Yes, here we go. Here are the birds. I feel like it's so interesting that that's coming through, but there's something around a birdie told me this. And it's to not let that influence you, not let what other people are saying influence you. And that might have nothing to do with this reading, but I do feel like that just needs to come through. So might have nothing to do with a specific message of this, this theme of this reading, what we're looking at, and might have to do with something entirely different, but just be mindful of that. Some more quiet time, too much tweeting going on in the ear. That's what I feel like. Okay, so what this is asking, this card talks specifically about being dependable, about being reliable, about something that our ancestors and elders have taught us, which is to stick at something, which is where we've got literally here, we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. So it's really this relationship is going to move forward if you keep just sticking. Don't give up. I'm not saying specifically on the connection, but what you need to do. That's very important. That is how you're going to grow in this situation. And that is going to move the connection along more than you'd think. Be dependable. Rely on yourself more. Become your own best friend more. Remember? Okay, so the goddess that we got here is, I do not know how to say her name, Arianrot, and she deals with time. And for some reason, the 3 is standing out here, and we've got a 3 that just stood out here. So 33 might also be a big number in this group. So pile 2, you look at a lot of numbers and get a lot of messages in your numbers. That's for sure. So I'm going to get the book and we're going to read what this goddess specifically says, but you need to give things time. More patience is required. This card talks about things flowing and eventually making sense. You need to give this time. It's also here, this is like wait, postpone, pause. Do not rush do not rush this connection. When you can see that you've given enough, focus yourself, bring your energy back to yourself, on your goals, on your long term, what it is that you want. That is the most important thing for you. Let's look at what the goddess book says around this. I'm going to read it for you because I don't know it out of my head, and I think the message that will come from it is going to resonate a lot more than just me channeling specifically. So the message from Arianrod is, right now you have all the time in the world to reach the fullest potential of your intentions and desires. Arianrod, the Celtic goddess of time, is your champion, and she will ensure your timing is perfect. The hours will expand to gift you with the space you need to complete anything that you started. There we go. Focus on your goals. You will achieve them. Today, recognize that no matter what is in front of you, time is your friend. Time is your friend. So we got a lot about friendship here. Coming into friendship with the self. It's being repeated in this message, in this oracle message. Consider that everything you intend and desire also has its own relationship to time, and all will come to you in the perfect form and in the perfect moment. Patience, dedication, and quiet anticipation are delicate yet potent allies now. Arianrod is your ally, and your timing is perfect. So that is quite lovely. So do just allow things to develop naturally in this connection, and to focus your time and energy where it is needed. And when you have given enough, know that you have given enough. And to trust that divine timing is working for you, pile 2. So that's your reading. Please give me a thumbs up for this video, and like the video, yes, that's the thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you soon, pile 2. My email is in the description box if you'd like a personal reading. Okay, bye, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. So if you chose the protea, this dried protea, then just have a look at that. Then this is your reading. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the energies in this connection, the themes, and then we've got some oracle messages that we'll look at the end. And then we're going to use the tarot to check your person's energy and how you can move this connection forward. And then also using this tarot to check your energy, how you are appearing in this connection. And what I just want you to remember, pile 3, is that for this to be for your highest good and your highest guidance to come through, just take a deep breath in and a slow exhale. And then do understand that whatever comes through in this reading, it doesn't all have to resonate with you. Does it feel right? Check into your body. Check where does it sit in your body. If something comes up that triggers you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not meant to trigger you. But I would ask that you check in with yourself and see, is this true for me? Why is this triggering me? Is this meant for me? So remember always at the Priestess Sophia, the main goal is for you to practice your discernment. I definitely do readings for people. That's why I'm here. But also for you to use me as a mirror for you to practice your intuition and your discernment. Okay, so let's put that over here and let's see what the energies of this is. Ooh, we've got the Earth Angel and we've got Archangel Michael. Oh, I'm just going to say it. This is a divinely guided connection. But I also, because, and not to use like usual gender kind of colors, but I see pink here and blue here, and I just do feel like it's a merging of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, in whichever form that takes place, doesn't matter, because we literally have two angels. These are the two angels in the deck that have come up. So I also feel very beautiful, sensitive souls in this deck. Souls whose spirituality is incredibly important to them. It is a blessed union. And if you've been wondering, the angels are guiding this union completely and totally. And there's a lot in this union about learning to love, because even here with the Earth Angel, you see we've got yellow in the back there, and then we've got pink here, which is unconditional love, and then green from the heart chakra. And then we've got blue here, which is the throat. So it's a lot of learning how to express the truth and the truth of love, and healing love and ideas around love, and the way that that presents in the relationship will come up quite a bit. I do feel that there's a lot of healing that's come through this connection, healing around relationships specifically. People who may have experienced trauma and abuse and abusive relationships, whether emotionally, psychologically, physically, that there's a lot of healing happening there, and that's happening on both levels for both parties. I do feel like it's happening mutually. Lots of emotional healing in this connection too. Lots of opening the self up to being more honest about who they are, and really a connection that is inspiring a lot of spreading wings. So spreading growth, being more who you are, being the phoenix. What a lovely connection. What a lovely energy to have in a connection. So stunning. Okay, the theme, we've got decisions. Wow. Isn't that lovely? We were just talking about the colors. So we had the pink, and there's the yellow in the back, there's the green, and there's the blue, and they're all in here. So I do feel like what this connection is, this talks about, like, where are your priorities? What's most important? What do you value? Which path are you going to take? And in here we can see that there's also 3 different paths, which I hadn't seen before. I just saw the 2 paths, but there's a path there, the path of the one, the path of source, the path of God, right over there. And because this is really a divinely guided relationship, I feel very called for those who've chosen this path to trust the divine guidance that comes through in this connection and in this relationship, and to really go forth in the path that is being shown for you, the one that actually lights you up the most, and the one that you feel divinely guided to follow, whether that is with this person or not. We'll see what the cards are saying. We'll see what your person's energy, if that comes up even in the reading. But what I feel is more important is also to not let yourself get swayed by your goals too much, in that thinking that maybe your goals don't align, and to realize that actually maybe they very much do. I do also feel that, speaking of goals and what it is that you want to create for yourself, this connection is also asking you to get clearer on that, and get clearer on like what really matters. It doesn't just always have to be goals, but the kind of energies you want to experience in your life, and the kind of feelings you want to experience, and the kind of things you want to have in your life, and the connections that you want to have, and how do those things feel? Like, do they feel like love, or do they feel like work? Am I draining myself here, or am I actually choosing something that's very in alignment with my truth, with my soul, with my purpose? And I really feel, especially with this pile, that is very important in this pile. And choose yourself. Choosing yourself and what you know is right, and what God or source or whatever, the creator, the beloved, whichever term resonates with you, is guiding you to do. Very, very, very beautiful. Pile 3, gorgeous. The fact that we have this beautiful sacred geometry also in the protea, I understand why that's happening. This is, if you've doubted it, I want to almost go like, this is a confirmation in this pile that this is a very aligned, divinely designed, I want to say divinely designed connection. The way things are playing out here is very much like divinely guided and designed that way. Things that have happened here needed to happen. Okay, let's see the energy of your person. So we've got 1, 2, okay, we've got the Emperor, that one's popping out. So he's really wanting to come up as a ruler of himself. It's probably, doesn't matter if it's a he, a she, a they, whichever way you identify, but this person really wants to step into their leadership role. Maybe a bit guarded. Maybe hiding themselves off. Here we go. We got guarded. I'm going to look at this one last. I don't know why I want to do that. Maybe hiding and suppressing their emotions, wanting to appear stronger than they actually are. Maybe not really going into their emotions as much as they want to. Yep, there we've got the King of Swords. Amazing. So very intellectual, exceptionally smart. The conversations between the two of you are also quite profound, and wow, like they shift things. It's like when the two of you speak, and this is the energy of your person, but I do just feel like this is also the two of you. When the two of you speak, it almost like, sorry, pile 3, I was just checking if I was just checking if 333 resonates for you. That's coming through strongly, because we've got a 3 here, we've got a 3 here, and we've got a 3 here. We've got 43, 38, and 32. So 3 is coming through strongly. Soulmates, definitely. We've got 2 divine we've got counterparts, Queen and King, literally coming out after one another. If this is the Empress, I think I'm going to be in my pants. But anyway, as you were saying, when the two of you speak, I feel like you shift worlds when you speak. This is why it just feels like that. Things shift. And I do feel there's a major conversation coming up between the two of you. And it's one that needs to be had. And I think you can trust, because maybe even if there's some hesitance around it, you guys have to really be clear about what it is that you need to say. Okay, so anyway, energy of your person, still very much in the head, very much in like, how do things need to move forward, wants to really speak their truth, needs to speak their truth. Let's see what else. Energy of pile 3's person. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, decisions. Yeah. So we got decisions coming up. How do I want to move forward? And then the first card. Okay, so we do have a Cups card. I just flipped it from being upside down, which I do feel like is important in this for some reason. I do want to say there's a 4 year and a 4 year, so that's 44. So we do have angel numbers coming through, and usually 444 is like angels. So I do feel it's divinely guided, or at least there are angels. There are definitely angels in this reading. So here's the energy, or your person's energy. Sorry, I keep saying he because I'm cisgender and I am into men. Doesn't want to be honest really about how they're feeling. So comes through with very strong sort of logic, comes through with very strong values, and is trying to make decisions more based on that than emotion, is very concerned with how things look going forward, is also very concerned with the thinking behind things, and doesn't really want to go too much into the emotional realm. I don't know if that's out of fear. It doesn't feel like it's out of fear. It feels like it's a little bit out of control. Like it's the person, this person wants to control the space more, because we've got King and Queen of Swords coming through, you know. And I'm just not feeling a lot of emotionality in this. It's almost like a refusal, because when I see the Four of Cups here, it's like a refusal to go into that space. Your person's energy is really about planning, logic, what is the idea behind things, is very concerned with truth at the moment, and is very concerned with being able to actually make decisions that are in alignment with what they want to build for themselves. So this is your person's energy. Let's see what your energy at the moment is in this connection. And then we're going to draw some tarot on how you can move this forward. Okay. I feel like you're afraid somehow. I don't know why that's coming through. Like you're afraid you're going to lose this person. You're afraid that if you choose what you really want, that you're going to lose this person. Okay, so we've got Ace of Fire. Okay, we're just going to go with those 3 cards. I'm just going with 3 cards for you because you know your energy more. This is more for you to feel your person out, you know. But so let's put your person's energy here so that we can just have a little bit of space. Okay, so we've got Ace of Fire for you. We've got Renewal, which is the Judgment card, and then we've got 6 of Earth. So we had decisions here in his energy, and or in your person's energy, and we have decisions here for yours as well. So there's a second review coming up here, and this is you're in a big decision space at the moment, and you're really looking at, we've got decisions here, we've got decisions here, we've got decisions here. So whatever conversation, if the 2 of you are going to be having a conversation soon, it's really going to influence how things go forward. And whether that is a new passionate beginning for you, it's whatever you decide, it's going to be a new passionate beginning. And it's going to be very spirit driven, because Ace of Fire, the fire often has to do with spirit energy as well, like one. So, and we had that coming through here. So there may be an aligned path for the 2 of you that is going to emerge out of this. Is not exactly what the reading was about, but there may be an aligned path that is going to emerge for the 2 of you out of whatever it is that you need to discuss. And it's going to be a lot more balanced. I know we're talking about your energy, but these energies are overlapping, and they do a lot of time. So we've got here gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. That's the 6 of Earth. So what I do think is your energy is like you actually become very decisive. You're going, okay, I want to know where this is going. I want to know how this is going to look, because I actually want to create. And we've had balance as a theme in all of the piles today, but pile 3 for you, it's like I want to know how to move forward, where I'm going to place my energy, what I need to put my focus on, and I want things to yield results, because we've got the balance there, we've got the sort of decision there, we've got decision like balance here, we've got judgment here. So I feel that there's going to be looking at things very objectively. Your energy is looking at things objectively. Coming from a space where you have cleared a lot of things and are now looking at like, okay, how do we move forward? But you know what's lovely about this renewal card is the 2 of these people are together, and there's even like a third person there. So I don't know if you guys are already married or possibly going to get married to this person. If that is the case, it seems like there's a definite opportunity or for that to happen. Or, wow, this is a very interesting message coming through. Or that this is a couple that's about to have a new child or has a child on the way. And And this is going to bring in a very new energy for both of you. You are more seeing that than they are. They're in the idea of, okay, how do we, they're in the idea of how do we move forward? What do we plan? What's our next step? I don't want to get too emotional about this. You're sort of actually similar, but I feel like you've made up your mind, or you're about to make up your mind. And you definitely want things to be a bit more balanced, because it's time to focus things in a more balanced way, whether that's in this connection, or whether it's in what you also want to create for your life. Okay, pile 3, let's see what you need to do to move this connection forward. What does pile 3 need to do to move this connection forward? Okay, there we got 3 cards pop out. Do we want one more? Yes. Okay, we'll take that one. Yes. 3 of Pentacles. So we spoke about 3, 3, 3 earlier. Yeah, we got it. Oh, well, we spoke about 4, 4, I think it was. Oh, the 3 of Pentacles. Oh, we did speak about 3s. Yes. 3 of Pentacles. We've got Page of Swords. We've got 4 of Swords. And we've got 6 of Swords. Sure. So this pile's really a lot more focused on the mental aspect of things. And it seems like it's very necessary for the understanding of how to move forward with this relationship. So what I would say for you, what I'm seeing here, pile 3, is this person partnering with you? Is this person willing to work with you? Is something you've got to ask yourself. And how do we each play our part in creating this magic together? What is my part in creating this magic? And what is this person's part? And to understand that even if this person is maybe not playing the part that it seems that they need to be playing, they actually are. Or to look at finding that a little bit more. I feel like there's a lot of sometimes pettiness coming up because you have different ideas. But the Page of Swords is about finding truth. So it's almost as though I feel like it's very important for you to know what is really the truth of what's going on here. And I know that conversation that came up previously, that it feels like that's what your focus should be, is that you should also be very truthful and very clear on what it is that you want to express. But with this person, it seems like that's very important. And when I put the two together like this, what I'm feeling is that it's very necessary for you to communicate what it is that you're actually expecting, whether this is your husband or your wife or long-term partner, what it is that you're expecting in this next step, in this decision that you're either making, with a baby that's maybe coming around, if that resonates, or like what's the next step and how you guys are going to move forward in this relationship. Some of you, I feel like you are at the precipice of a deeper commitment and a deeper future together. Some of you want that and are assessing whether this person is the right one for you. Some of you are already on that, but this is really very much that you have to actually go, okay, what am I expecting from someone else? What am I expecting to give myself? And am I communicating very truthfully about that? Or am I actually sometimes getting caught in petty issues around what it is that I'm expecting? Am I collaborating by being petty? I do feel like there have been times that maybe, sorry to say pile 3, but maybe you or your person has gotten into that space. Okay. And yes, I feel such a strong move. So whoever this pile is, there's a movement either from a place, a situation, or you're moving somewhere else. And I see this child again. So I do feel very strongly that this is possibly a group that there's a new child. They do have a child. They have children. And this move is going to aid their growth and really push forward their ideals as a couple, and is to allow yourself to actually, sorry, it's multiple messages coming in through, but it's just confirmation for you to know that if that is you, this is so your pile. But this move is going to help get clarity on that. And if you're a pile that you don't have a child yet, it's though the sharing of your ideas, which came through here, is so important in order for you to move away from whatever difficulty you have had in the past, and for you to be able to make a more aligned decision. And I feel that this group is actually a lot more in alignment than they think that they are. And it's very clean, like the energy is very clean. The way that it feels, it's like we're clean, we're clearing up something, and it's allowing us to move forward. And that should be the focus for you, pile 3, is to rest before you move into this new direction. Take some time to breathe. I also think that what might be very good for you is, if I see these two cards together, is that maybe you could even suggest a holiday or some time away where the two of you could just actually spend together, just the two of you. I feel like it's going to be very rejuvenating for your two spirit, and it's going to show you guys that you're actually a lot more in alignment than you really, really are. And I do feel that the more you talk, what's very important is talking here, and talking about your heart and talking about your healing is really going to push this relationship forward in a very strong, renewed direction. So do trust that, and that's what you need to do. Is you need to suggest that holiday, speak your truth, don't get petty, don't focus on, when I say petty, because sometimes something can seem petty, but it's actually it's big to you, because maybe it's someone keeps leaving the toilet seat up, and for you it's actually an issue around, are you respecting the fact that I'm asking you to put the toilet seat down? It might sound like a petty issue, but underneath that is, are you respecting me? So it's about being able to discern the truth of that, and then communicating that in a collaborative way, taking rest and listening, and allowing yourself to pause and hear what the other person has to say, so that you can really allow the release that this card suggests, allow that release to happen. And that's going to be very good for you. And yes, that holiday, I almost feel like whoever wants to go on a holiday, or whoever is going away, it's a yes, keep doing it. That's what you need to do. Okay, so we're going to put your energies over what you need to do over here. And now, see, you need to clear that throat. Whatever you need to speak about, you need to speak about it. Okay, pile 3, speak about it. So oracle messages, we've got inner temple devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Isn't that beautiful? Because we have a heart here. We have a heart here in the decisions. And we've been talking about choosing an aligned path. And then we've got this inner temple card, which literally tells us to tune into the portal of your heart. Okay, I'm going to take out the other one as well. And dance with life. I love this card. Look at them dancing. 2 people dancing. And we've got 2 here as well. So, like I said before, and I feel what's coming through very strongly with this group is that you do need to connect to your heart before you have this conversation. As much as there's words, it's like there's been clearing and there's been healing. But the talking has to come from the heart. The communication has to come from the heart. And you're being guided to here, like we had with the 4 of Swords. Before you have this conversation, rest. Come into the self. Come into alignment with yourself. Dancing with life. Whoever you are, you may find that movement actually shifts your energy. And maybe you've been a little bit stagnant in your physical body for a while and you need to move a little bit. Make sure you dance and move and celebrate yourself and celebrate life before you have this conversation, because I think it's going to get you into the right energy. I know I keep talking about a conversation, but I do feel like there are things that need to be said, values that need to be expressed, ideas that need to be expressed, viewpoints that really need to be expressed in this group, and they need to come from a heart space. And in order for you to be more in your heart energy, you need to make sure that you do shift your energy and you're not sitting in old, because Archangel Michael talks about clearing old energy relationship patterns, that the focus is clearing whatever needs to be cleared, as opposed to getting too stuck on old issues, because it feels like like I said, there's lots of movement, fresh, clean energy in this pile. Allow the heart to be cleared. Allow yourself to clear your heart for yourself. Four of Swords, before you engage with this person, whether that is in a conversation that needs to happen or in the next conversation that you do have with them. Okay, then we've got Stag, which is trust and thrive. So the point of this card, pile 3, is very much to be a leader. It's to step into your power and to understand that your spirituality, represented here by the antlers, are really what is going to protect you. And that you do not, under no circumstances, have to be concerned that what you are saying is, or what you are sharing is not going to be received the way that it needs to be received. Because even if when we look here and we have the 3 pentacles up here, and then we've got these 3 spirals here, I do feel that what's going to be discussed here is going to bring in a new, like we've got Sapphire here, a new passionate beginning. Allow the work that you've done on yourself, because remember, this is a very divinely guided union, to be there for you. Allow yourself to trust in this connection and to trust what needs to come from your heart, because the more that you can do that, the more this is going to allow this connection to thrive and to be in a greater and fairer give and take. And there's going to be a lot of gifts that come from this talking, I feel. I just also have a friend who, whenever they see a buck, they know that a new relationship is about to start. And for me, this is a buck, right? It's a stag, so it's a kind of a buck. Am I right about that? Tell me if I'm wrong. But for me, what's coming clear about this is why I'm hearing that new passionate beginning. It's like there's going to be a new relationship that's birthed out of this. Whether you're in union with this person, whether you're with this person, whether you're not, I do feel that a new relationship is going to come out of this, and it will be right. It's the right thing. Okay, let's see what we've got. Ooh, isn't that lovely? I was just talking about relationships. The relationship. And then we get Bearer, the Alliance card, which this is completely about trusting that you're drawing in new partnerships, the right partnerships. And in order to draw the right partnerships in, you need to speak your truth. So and we've got 2 + 1, we've got 3 again, 3 energy, very strong. So I'm going if 3, 3, 3, 3 kids, new kid, 2 + 1, any sort of that kind of thing. 2 and 1, maybe numerology, one of you is a 2, maybe one of you is a 1. This is your pile if any of those things resonate. Okay, so we're going to look at what the Goddess Power Oracle deck says about the energy that you need to harness more in this connection to move it forward in the way that's going to be for your highest good. I'm going to read this to you, pile 3. Here we go. The Greek goddess Hera, wife, sorry, I said Bearer. Sorry, it's just this, the font. The Greek goddess Hera, wife of Zeus, knew intimately that positive alliances lead to great power. At this moment, you're magnetized to receive aid from people who have greater wisdom and can help you to the next level. So we spoke about in this connection, it's moving a level up, some new passionate beginning, but it's sort of leveling up, yes? Perhaps it's a mentor who appears or someone in the know. Making connections with others and finding strategic partnerships, which we spoke about here in 3 of Pentacles, are favored right now. So strategic partnerships are favored right now as you explore the nature of becoming empowered by association. This works well if you have a healthy sense of self-worth and if you are able to learn without diminishing yourself in any way. So we had this Page of Swords come through, which we were talking about. Don't get stuck in petty things and small things. See the bigger picture. Same, don't be immature about things. look at how this is, whatever's happened and whatever you're embarking on and whatever decisions you need to make in this relationship, that it's a chance to grow, to forge a bond. Yes, it's a chance to forge a bond. Right now, Hera is supporting you to form beneficial alliances, just spoke about forge a bond, for the greater good of all. When called to action or faced with a decision, spoke about decisions earlier, ask, how does this benefit me, and how can I serve the connection as a result? How can I serve the highest good as a result of this connection? How beautiful is that, pile 3? You may also be called to give help to another who needs your mentorship. Give freely, for only good will come of it. This is a wonderful time for all manner of connection and collaboration. Oh, that is beautiful. So whatever needs to happen here, and for you, pile 3, just to sum up, I would say is speak your truth. Make sure you're connecting with your truest energy, and that it's coming from you, your heart, your truth, and that you express your heart. Express your heart, and in a way that it is to build a bond, in a way that you can forge something together instead of apart. How can you be more collaborative in your approach, in expressing what you need to express? Allow yourself the time to digest what you need to digest, and trust in your guides, and trust in God, and trust that you are supported in what you truly need to say and communicate to this person, to your person. Oh, pile 3, I'm very excited for you. I'd love to know how this resonates with you. Please, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe. And if you'd like a private reading with me, you can check out my email in the description box. So, pile 3, it's been lovely reading for you. Such an honor. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Hello, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this very delicate feather, I don't know which bird it comes from, but I picked it up at some point and I thought it was really lovely. This is your reading. So I'm going to put your feather over here and just protect it with the selenite so it doesn't go away. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the energy of this connection. Then we're going to look at the main theme of this connection, and we're going to look at the oracle cards in the end, which we're going to put over here. And we're going to look at the tarot to see your person's energy, and then another tarot deck to look at your energy, and then we'll look at the Rider-Waite to check how you can move this connection forward. Now, just to remind you, pile 4, that you just need to take a deep breath in and a slow exhale, and to remember, take the messages that you know are right for you. Be mindful of the mind's habit to want to latch onto stories too quickly, and just be sure, ask in your heart, is this true? Is this right for me? If you are interested in a personal reading, check out my email in the description box. And if you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe. Let's get into your reading. So the energy, ooh, we've got 11. Oh my word. And 22. Wow. Pile 4. Oh my word. These are like such strong cards. Who are you? So pile 4, you have like the 2 strongest manifesting energies in this specific deck. So this is called the card of infinite possibilities. You can see there's like an infinity symbol, and we've got purple and green, and it really just looks very cosmic. And then this looks cosmic in its own way. This card is called the grid, number 22. So together we've got 1122. Sacred, I want to say this connection feels like you manifested it. This connection feels like you called it in, and you were just like, wow, I don't even know how this happened. And the 2 of you did it for each other, because we've got 11 and we've got 22, you know. I know people don't really like the twin flame concept, but I'm just going to say, if you resonate with that, or a soulmate, this is not just, this is someone who is like matching your frequency, man. This is someone who is like vibe. The vibe is so strong. Like, I almost feel like my whole, my arms are just alive, and I feel like I can create, and I just feel so empowered and ready for, and in alignment with the world. And this is what this connection is like. It's like when you're with this person, it switches on your cells. So this card talks about infinite possibility, so that anything can happen. And this talks about literally, what do you see? That's what the card is about. So that's why I say it's a very strong manifestation energy. And you probably, I want to say, these are two people who can work and create amazing things together, and are meant to do that, and their visions are aligned, their values are aligned. This pile, the energy, these two people are on the same level. These two people, the energies they're there. Okay, let's see. That's what I'm getting. This is the energy of this connection. Okay, so we've got, theme is rest. Yeah, that's very interesting, because you've got the strong manifestation kind of energy coming through, and then we've got rest. So I just want to look at this and see what I'm feeling. There we've got the buck in the background as well, and then the dove, and reading a book. Okay. It's time to let go. That's the theme. It's really time to let go and trust the universe. It's time to surrender and just be in one with the signs that are coming your way. I feel like there's been a lot of synchronicities. I'm hearing divine collaboration, and not only between the two of you, but with the divine itself. So it's really the theme of this relationship, this connection, and this is your person, by the way, is to just chillax and let things flow the way that they need to flow. Trust in your ability to draw this person in. I do feel, funnily enough, that some of you actually have not yet met this person. And I do feel that you are bringing a connection that is very aligned into your space. So if you are either in separation with someone, or you're single, because I feel like there's a lot of you that's happening. And then some of you are definitely, boom, already in the connection. If you've clicked off because you thought this wasn't your video, I will going to be like, come back. If you're single, this you're bringing in, like, you've been through, you're kissed enough frogs, and whatever you're drawing into you now, because this is why, like, the buck is I'm going to use it as my symbol for a new relationship. You're bringing in a divinely blessed connection. Ooh, isn't that nice? This is a new person. Okay, so let's see this, or it's someone that you've just met. I don't feel like this pile, it is someone you know, or someone you've been with. Can be for some of you. The theme of resting then would be like, whatever the two of you are manifesting right now, you guys have to trust each other a little bit more. It might be that there's a little bit of a coming up, but I feel like that's for very few of you. Okay, let's see your person's energy. For most of you, this is a new person. Maybe you've just met them. You're going to meet them shortly. I would say November is a very important month. The 4th of November is an important month. In 4 months, 2 to 4 months, I would say is important if we're looking at meeting someone new. Okay, so we've got your person's energy. What is pile 4's person's energy? Okay, we're going to take this one. One more? No, just 4. Okay. So we've got Temperance. We've got 9 of Swords. We've got Seven of Cups, and we've got the Hangman. Okay, interesting, because we had surrender coming up. So this is your person's energy, right? So I do feel like this almost confirms even more that this person isn't yet in your life. I do feel like this person is thinking about you, thinking about wanting to be with someone, is actually just is having dreams. So I'm seeing dreams, because this, I don't usually read reversals. I always say that, but now I've been reading reversals. Is that this person is like surrendering like whatever they've envisioned and thought about and just letting it happen. And it's probably maybe even having dreams. Maybe you're having messages in your dreams about this person, but this person is definitely having messages about you. This person could actually still also be getting over some sort of old ideas that they did have about previous relationships, and that if it's a new person, that they're actually trying to get over that sort of energy and let go of that. They do have some fears about it. If this is a person that you already know, they do have some fears about it, and maybe you have a little bit of, like, I don't want to say trust issues, but maybe a little bit of it's like mild, nothing that can't be worked through kind of issues. Your person is getting really clear on what they want. So like it's in their mind. They're, again, both of these things are really for me about bringing forth new kind of energy, and really bringing forth what they want. I don't know what I want to say here. It's like your person has been working so hard on bringing forth the things that they want in their life. They're needing balance. So we've got the Hangman and we've got Temperance, which is, I've been talking about balance this whole, like every pile. What are y'all doing, guys? So this is about surrender and seeing things from a different perspective. And this is about coming more into alignment with your emotional harmony whilst trusting your vision, actually. Because for me, this angel is coming through quite strongly with a third eye over there, with a sort of kind of pentacle on the head. I don't really know if that's what you would call it. I think it's got a proper name. So I feel like your person has done a lot of like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, is actually very much a person who is very good at compromising, very good at seeing other points of view, wants to give in a harmonious way. But this person is also in the space of where they are, I want to say, tired of putting things out there, of trying. And I feel like this person has tried a lot in previous relationships, and sometimes even feels like, I've tried so much, is it going to work? So this could be the energy of your person, whether you're going to meet them still or you've met them. And I feel like this is the thing that I want to say about this. This is an electric connection, okay? But you just need to be wary that if that person is coming across where they maybe do have trust issues and fears, and like seem a little bit indecisive, it's not because they don't smack you. That's what we would say in South Africa. It's not because they don't like you. It's not because they're not interested in you. It's just really because they've had to go through a lot to get to you, or come to you, or meet up with you. There's a lot of history here. But this person is surrendering, is wanting to allow, is wanting to see things from a new perspective. This person is also going through a massive awakening for themselves and upgrading their energy in a way that they didn't expect that their energy would be upgraded. So if this is an old person and something new is being forged out of this, because that can also be a possibility, then this person is needing to awaken to what it is that they truly want, and they will. But it's going to take some time. For most of you, I do feel like this is a brand new connection. For those of you that it could be possibly an older connection moving into, it's like this person is going to change. It's like the person that this person was it's like they've always been this person, but now they're going to become the person that they've always been. And it's going to be beautiful. This person has a beautiful aura as well. I don't know why that's coming through. Like beautiful green aura, and smiles a lot. Your person smiles a lot. Beautiful smile. Like a happy smile. Maybe you do too. Okay. Let's see now. Exciting. What your energy is. Pile 4. Let's see what your energy is. Ooh. Okay, that came out quite strong. This card came out before. So that's 6 of Earth. Okay. Really balanced. You're balancing yourself out well. Very balanced. Balance has been a thing. Very generous with your heart. Very loving human being. Such a loving human being. Wants to give in so many ways. That's your energy. I feel like your person does. And King of Air. Okay, interesting, because we had King of Air come out, or the King of Swords come out in the previous pile. So the King of Air is brilliant, impartial, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Okay. So what I'm feeling with the King of Air, your energy is you're ready. You're ready to move forward with your life. Very generous, very caring, but also super smart. Very smart person. Highly intelligent, very analytical, and it's an interesting combination because a lot of people would not imagine that very analytical, intelligent, smart. Like either you get concepts very quickly. Maybe you're a scientist, maybe you're in the legal profession, maybe you have your own business, but you're very analytical in how you see things. Definitely someone who is like you'd not expect you to be that generous, or if people know your generous, loving side first, they wouldn't know that you're actually as analytical. So you're quite interesting in that way, and that's also why I said the energies of you are very balanced, and that's coming through in this connection. I feel like this person also sees that in you. Ooh, 2 of Water. Interesting, that came up before too. So very balanced person coming up in the upright, someone who definitely desires partnership. And I feel like you're praying for partnership in this, where you are right now. And if you are not in a specific relationship, like I said, many of you, this feels like something new is going to happen, and that you're either in separation, and your person is going to be a completely new person, or you're going to meet someone completely new. I feel that you're wanting that quite a bit. Okay, let's see what you need to do to move this connection along. So to bring this energy into your life. For those of you who are in relationship with someone, your partner's been working on something that's very important to them, and you just need to give them time to finish it, because they're nearly there, and allow them to surrender their creation. You're also doing that, and by doing that, what you guys want to create together will come into fruition. Okay, what do you need to do? We've got Ace of Wands in reverse. We've got 8 of Wands in reverse. 10 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles. You got to be kidding me. So many cards coming up, and we've got King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and he's shown himself earlier too. So I don't know if I mentioned burnout, but no, you're not burnt out. This is not what this is. I'm going to flip these over because I think they came out the way that I was holding the deck, and it does not feel like they need to be reversed. What's important for you is you have a lot of ideas right now, pile 4. And I feel very much being pushed to do the things that you want to do, which is such a vague way of saying things. I'm actually getting kind of frustrated with myself for saying that, which is interesting because we've got 10 of Wands here. So I think there might even be frustration around. You've got so many ideas. And I don't just think it's about this connection. That's why your energy is coming through as the King of Air. I feel like you want to move forward with a vision. And the vision entails a relationship. It's a vision for your life. And that's also why I feel the Two of Water came through. It's a vision for your life. And I feel like you're being you're being given a new opportunity to restart this vision. So however that is, like take it with both hands and nurture it. When this card popped out, the first word that came to mind was self-worth. So if you're struggling with self-worth issues, I feel like pile 4, you need to know that you are absolutely 100% 120 million% worth the things that you want. Go for it. That comes through so strongly. And to trust the ideas that's coming through you. You've got a strong connection to the universe, actually, not just only because sometimes people separate spirit and the physical, but I think they're the same thing. I just feel like you're connected to all of it and the flow of it and being able to move. This card over here, the grid, speaks about being able to move through different dimensions. Feel into that path that you want and call it forth. You are nearly there. Just keep putting in the work. Do not exhaust yourself. You do not have to do it alone. Find those people that are your soulmates that you can work with. You do have friends who can help you with this connection in terms of speaking about it in a way that is going to allow you to offload where you've needed to offload, because I felt like when I did that, I had a bit of a burp and I felt like there was something on my chest. So it's like, I feel like you need to just talk about it a bit with a friend, and that's going to help you a bit. But it's also talking about and referring to the kind of connections that you want, the kind of ideas and the vision that you have, that you understand that doing it in a way of community is going to serve you better, and focusing on the community aspect rather than just yourself is what's going to bring forth your ideas. And I know this is specifically advice around like how to move this connection forward, but you'll be shifting your energy when you do this, and that's going to move this connection more into your space as well. Because this is a newer connection, or it's being born, like reborn, like it's, even if this is someone you know, guys, this person isn't going to show up as someone that you know, which is why I feel like it doesn't look like a transformation card in here, but I just feel like the 9 of Wands flipped and the 7 of Cups, it's the way it's coming up for me. It's like this person letting go of old and coming clear with new. And then when it's anchored by these two other energies and like the enlightenment and awakening that I'm feeling, and it's supported by these cards, it really feels like that this person could, whoever you're going to be with, it's not going to be like someone that is from your past, it's going to be new. And you have to step more into who you are and follow through on your passions and focus on finishing that and focusing on finishing your vision, because that is going to bring in this collaborative relationship. It's going to bring in the soulmates as well. And it's like you have to bring in and manifest your greatest version to allow this connection to show up the way that it needs to show up. So do your part. Do your part in creating your magic. That comes through very, very strongly, pile 4. All right, let's see what your oracle cards are saying. So first, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So we just had transformation. I just think it mentioned transformation. That whoever chose this pile, that if it's an older person, like someone that you've known from before, that they're going to be transforming. So it's like changing at a cellular level. So they're not going to be the same. So also for you, because this is your oracle card, is to become your greatest version. So it's to transform into your greatest version. I mean, look at this woman. She's sitting on her throne with the sun behind her. It's like, be that best version of yourself. You have to focus on being that best version of yourself, because the more you can do that, you're going to attract that best version in your partner and in your life. Okay, let's see what else. We've got guardian angel, you are not alone. How lovely is that, especially when we got the feather. That's a synchronicity. So for whoever chooses, likes feathers, and they get signs on that. So what I do feel about this is that this pile might feel like they've had to go through a lot of things alone. And I also just feel like if we look at the dove here and we're seeing the feather, the dove here and we're seeing the feather, I do feel like the more that you allow yourself rest, the sort of divine inspiration that can come from the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Wands will come to you, and your ideas are being supported by that to create the reality that you'd want, not only in terms of how to actually move forward in this connection, whether it's existing or you're bringing it into existence, but to really trust the signs and synchronicities, feathers especially, soft feathers and birds. Okay. And then Mama Killer, which is the moon. So I'm going to read what this card is about, but what this card talks about is really trusting the moon cycles, and it's trusting the cycle of where you are right now, and to focus on things as they are, and that things move in the way that they need to move. I'm going to read what she says because I don't want to talk a whole lot of nonsense. And then that's actually not what Mama Killer is about. But for you, pile 4, this is the kind of energy that you need to embody more of in this connection, to either bring out the best in this connection and bring this very divine, strong counterpart. So Mama Killer, the Incan goddess of the moon, presides over the power of cycles and seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times in a year. So 13 is also a number for you that came up earlier. I think it was in pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1 as well, maybe you should just check out that pile. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you are invited to see what is familiar and decide whether you need to improve on it or leave things as they are. The answer to your inquiry can be found in the timing of things and the cycle you're in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationships, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you are honest with yourself, you will see there is no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy they offer to help you. So yeah, I think this came through quite strongly in terms of resting, trusting. The Hangman is about surrender. So just more of that energy, not fighting with your reality. If your relationship is unclear yet brimming with potential, you might turn to the new moon energy that shows up in the spring cycle of life. In that case, you just need to allow the relationship to grow naturally and be clear in your intentions. When your outer world seems to be slowing down, with obstacles rising up and temporarily blocking your every move, do not put up a resistance. See, don't fight with life. Instead, take advantage of the need to rest and recalibrate. Rest your intentions as you wait for the cycle to change. No matter what, like the cycles of the moon, there is divine order to everything that is happening in your life right now. Ooh. Once you know this, the goddess of Mama Killer welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. So we spoke about manifesting, right? So maybe what I'm also feeling that really needs to come through here is to understand whether this is someone that you've brought into your space or not. If you are busy manifesting each other, I'm not saying brought into your space or not. If it's someone that you are manifesting new, or a new version of someone, or it's someone that you are in partnership with and you want the relationship to deepen, is to understand that I almost feel like we do have the card of collaboration, which is coming through, but it's almost understanding that not every action has to be physical to create. You can also sit and trust in your energy and wait for the next move and wait to see what that move should be, because there is also a lot of transformational energy happening in this space for you and for your person. And for you, when the relationship isn't moving forward, to focus more on yourself and becoming the greater version of yourself. And when I say relationship moving forward, I'm speaking specifically of people who are thinking of a specific person. For those who are bringing in someone new, to just keep trusting where you're at, because where you're at right now is very important in bringing forth the connection in the way that you want it, in the way that it is vibrating, in the way that it is that partnership that supports your vision for yourself. So pile 4, most important for you is focus on becoming the greatest version of yourself. Keep at it, but trust the cycles. If you're tired and you need to rest, rest. Surrender when you need to surrender. Wait, watch the signs and synchronicities which will show you when to act. You've got this. Thanks so much, Pile 4. I would love to know in the comment section how this resonated for you. Let me know. And if you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading, Pile 4. Bye.